healthy food tips because I have a lot of people that really struggle with what to eat and how to eat, etc. So this one's going to be kind of out of the box, less out of the generic box of what to eat, what not to eat. So what I've found is that if I keep specific things in the house, I'm more likely to eat healthy. So I want to challenge you to sit down and really think about like your favorite healthy dishes. So like for me, my go-to is spinach. I go crazy for spinach. I love spinach. Your greens are so good for you. They pack the fiber. It has folate, which is really good for your body. It has vitamin B. It has iron. It has all these beautiful things for your body. And it's really, really good for you. So I have like 5 bags of spinach in my fridge for the whole week. So maybe 1 or 2 for you guys. But I found that I really enjoy and actually crave a specific salad. Now, when you're going towards your mindset for healthy eating, it's okay. It's okay if you literally eat the same things routinely. As long as you don't get sick of them, it's really okay. It's okay. And a lot of people think they have to constantly change things, but you don't have to. So me, I have a balsamic that I really love, that I have a variety actually of different flavors. So I do, I like traditional balsamic. I do fig balsamic, and I have a blueberry one sitting right there actually. And then I actually have herb of basil in my house, so it's nice and fresh. And I have the spinach, I have the basil, I have the balsamic, I have soft mozzarella, and I have red onions, and I have tomatoes. I make a Capri salad, and I make that all the time. It's like my go-to, and I crave it, and it's so good for you. And I always have the stock and ingredients for that salad. So if I'm like, oh, I really just want something really good, I know I really enjoy that, and I'll eat that. And it's a lot easier for me to make up that salad than eat something crappy. And you have to think about this. Well, I crave this, this, and this, and this. With your cravings, you have to shift your mindset from those foods that are not desirable to the foods that are desirable. So when I'm craving something, I make that salad or I do a smoothie. And now I've done it for so long now that my body, instead of craving the junky food, I literally crave those foods. So you have to just sit and think, okay, what's a salad I love? What are the ingredients? Go for it. Make sure you always have those ingredients in the house so it's easy and it's go-to, and you know you're going to love it. If we're having a meal that, is maybe less desirable for me, like say we're having pizza, I'll make that salad before we have the pizza. I eat the salad, and then I know that I've had, some good enzymes and good things for me, and then I'll have a piece of pizza. So you're not constantly combating these, issues with, am I eating healthy or not? Another tip is to have toppings for things in your house that are healthy for you. So a lot of people crave chocolate. Chocolate is usually because you're low in magnesium. By the way, spinach has magnesium in it, so you can even Google foods that are healthy that have magnesium in it. But I also know that pumpkin seeds are really high in magnesium, and they're also high in zinc. Zinc's really good for your immune system. So I'll just crinkle those on top of salads at times because I want to make sure that I have that fulfillment. Also, something that is really good for you, so cutting carbs is a big thing for, losing weight, right? So I make up a thing of quinoa in the beginning of the week, and I have that in the fridge so I can add that to my salads or just mix some veggies with it and eat that, and I'm getting my grains instead of reaching for a piece of bread or having pasta, etc. So think of things, having things in your house that are very easy to eat, that are healthy for you is easy. You're prepping your fridge. Like I have all my vegetables washed and cut up and ready to go. I cut them up in the beginning. It takes time to prep the food, but then I don't have to look in the fridge and be like, oh, I don't feel like cutting that up. It's already ready to go. It's salad ready. It's munch ready. It's kiddo ready. So just take the time and cut this up beforehand. All my fruit and my vegetables are literally, washed, strained, ready to grab. Make it easy on yourself. Other things that I found that are really helpful, like you guys might see my stuff, but I really am huge on smoothies because they're in the summer, they're really refreshing, but I can put my protein powder or my meal replacement in the smoothies, and I have frozen fruit. So I take a bunch of bananas, I freeze them up and put them in the freezer. So I like creamy smoothies. I love creamy smoothies, but I'm also working out a lot, so I want the potassium. I need that good stuff for me. I also need to make sure my iron is up because I do not eat meat anymore. So I need to make sure I put like chia seeds and stuff in my smoothies. So I always have chia seeds. I have the frozen fruit. When you're buying your frozen fruit, by the way, make sure it does not say citric acid or anything but the berries or the vegetables on the container so that you don't have preservatives in your fruit. And then I'll make a smoothie. It's really easy. It's really refreshing. I put a handful of spinach in every single smoothie that I eat. You can barely taste it. And when you mix spinach and banana together, a frozen banana, you can't taste the spinach. So like my kids, even though they don't mind it, I can put that in there. I give them a color cup. They can't even tell, a color straw. And they're drinking their greens, plus they're having their smoothie. When they walk out of the bus, I have those ready for them every day because it's refreshing. But fruit and vegetables are crucial to us, and drinking it in a liquid is actually easier to break down. Other things that I have hemp seeds. Those are really, really good for your omegas, which build strong cells. I, again, have the chia seeds. I use them for iron, but they're also good for protein. I have a variety of different nuts, raw nuts. You don't want nuts that have, sugars or anything on them, and I sprinkle them onto my smoothie bowls. I sprinkle them on my salads. I have them with a snack, and those are very good sustainable proteins that are good for you, and they pack the omegas, which is also good for you. Other things. So think of a salad that you love. Think of a, vegetable that you love, and make sure you always have that ingredients in your house. It's very simple, and then you can make that your go-to and train your mind to eat that and prep it before the meal, etc. If you're somebody that gets super bored with the same thing over time, just perfect that salad, change your habit to the healthy eating, and then you can start getting adventurous, because we don't want things to go bad, because that gets frustrating when you buy things and it goes bad. Also, what else was I going to tell you? I have cacao nibs. Those are really good. They give you the chocolate taste in your smoothies or your smoothie bowls, or you can sprinkle it over if you do dairy. You can do the yogurt, parfaits and stuff, and they're really high in antioxidants, but you also get that chocolate fix. But they're super bitter because they are not, our sweetened down sugar, actual chocolate. So, what else? Adding olive oils to your snacks is really good for omegas, but really good for the health of your cells. It's also good for weight loss. So get an extra virgin olive oil. If you have extra virgin, that's the first press of the olives versus whatever press it would be. So it's the purest form of it. You get the most nutrition of the olives. Something also to think about, a quick tip with cooking. If you're going to cook your food with oils, never heat olive oil over medium heat. Once you heat it over medium heat, it becomes saturated. So if you're cooking medium or low, definitely just do the olive oil. If you're cooking higher than that, do like grapeseed oil or coconut oil or avocado oil. When you're making vegetables, if you're going to steam your vegetables, that's really good for you. It helps your body to break it down better. But if you're going to roast them, a really good tip is to actually boil water, cut up your vegetables that you're going to roast, and kind of flash boil them. And boil the water, put the vegetables in there for maybe a minute, and then take them out, put them on the pan with olive oil, your seasoning, and put them in and roast them for, I do like 375 for half an hour. I like to get them really crispy, but it actually helps them to cook faster and bring them down, and they're really nice and mushy, and they're so good. Also, other tips, if you are somebody that is really watching your carbs, you can get chickpea pastas. You can get pastas that literally do not have just the flour and are mixed with vegetables. When you're making those, make sure that you do not overcook them because they mush, and then that's just not good. So, do it al dente, do it right before it's really mushy, and when you strain them, just make sure you rinse them so they stop cooking. And you can put them in everything. Like, we're going into the summer, right? A lot of people do pasta dishes. Use the chickpea pasta in place of the flour pasta, and it's healthier for you, and you have protein in it. That one is a really easy one. I just made mac salad a couple weeks ago, and my family had no idea that they were eating chickpea pasta versus flour pasta. And when you fool your husband, when he is so critical of things, that is awesome. He had no idea. So having things in your house that are transitional and easy to make, easy to grab, but also allowing you to stay within your box of how you're eating. I believe that was all my tips for now. But one last thing is when you're eating healthier, just remember that you are changing your habits of what you've been eating. So if you habitually reach these things because they're your snack and you want to eat that because that makes you feel good, like you have to separate when you're doing eating, you eat for fuel. You do not eat for emotions. You need to separate that so that you can take control of your eating and allow your body to find pleasure in fuel versus pleasure in trying to cope with something. And when you start to do that, you're going to notice that your cravings get less and you have more control of what you eat. My last thing I'm going to tell you is please make sure you're eating enough. Majority of people do not eat enough. They think weight loss, they think control your eating, we're going to starve ourselves. That's not doing anybody any service. Your body needs to be fueled. So I tell my clients to eat every 2 hours, even if it's just a handful of carrots and some hummus or a banana or an apple. An apple gives you as much energy as a cup of coffee, by the way. Do those things and eat and snack every 2 hours because that keeps your metabolism going. So when you start eating and fueling your body's metabolism actually speeds up and works harder for you versus I'm not going to eat from this time to this time and then only eat this time to this time. That's actually teaching your body to starve itself. So if you're doing like the intermittent fasting, make sure when you do break that fast, you're eating every 2 hours so that your body still gets the fuel to speed up the metabolism. Because if you do not eat enough food, maybe you'll lose weight at first, which you possibly could, right? Because you're watching what you're eating. But if you do not eat enough, your body will not only slow down its metabolism over time, but it's going to allow your body to store the food. And we're trying to lose weight, so why are we storing food? Last part about that is if you're hungry, if you think you are hungry, please drink water. Let's say 90% of the time, if you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. So your body doesn't discern the difference between I'm really thirsty and I'm really hungry in your gut. I mean, you can taste it in your mouth, but in your gut, it's going to feel the same way. So drink a couple sips of water and then wait 20 minutes. And if you're still hungry, grab something healthy. And remember, when you're grabbing something for a snack, you're programming your mind to have a positive snack habit versus an old snack habit, and give yourself some grace. My last big tip for you is to not have it in your house. And this is the one that people go kicking and screaming about. Just if you have those things that are really bad for you that you eat obsessively and you cannot control yourself, just don't buy it. Don't buy it until you start gaining some confidence in your workouts and your healthy eating, and then you can have a little bit more control. These things are allowing you to sabotage yourself. And I know it's very hard to change our habits. I know that we are like, no, but I really love that. That gives me comfort. Find comfort in something productive. Find comfort in some type of action or habit that is like a nice hobby. Like, don't put food into your comfort zone, because if you're really trying to take control of your health and you're really trying to eat better, having the foods in the house that allow you to sabotage yourself has done nothing for you. You're literally you're buying it to know that you're going to sabotage yourself. And that is very, very bad for your system. And give yourself some grace, because when you do eat those foods that you know are not good for you, not only do you feel horrible, but then you go through that self-guilt. You go through that, why did I eat that? I feel horrible now. And then you feel bad for yourself. And then whatever you're trying to cope with actually just feels worse. And then your body doesn't feel good. And then you're in this whole spiral. So just release and let go of those connections and those ties and those fears of not having that comfort, and just be like, you know what, I'm not going to buy that this week, because I know that I'm better than this. I know that I do not need this, and it's okay to not find comfort through something that I'm eating. It's okay. And every single time you decide not to buy those things in your house that are going to harm you and bring you down, you're going to get stronger, and you're going to be able to do it more and more and more. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't even want that anymore. It is a blessing, and it's an amazing thing. So I hope these tips were helpful for you, and keep your head up. You can do this. It's all in your head. You just have to continue to trust yourself and do what's good for you and not what's good for your habits.